Hi, today I will give you an update on the Moabite stone, and as a bonus I will show you a few of the other greatest finds relating to it. I have an update on the Moabite stone published last winter. The stone was found about 150 years ago, then it was vandalized, broken into pieces, but now it's reassembled and on display in the Louvre in Paris. When I was visiting that museum, I was surprised that no one else had any interest in that great piece. So this Mesha stele, also called the Moabite stone, is a victory monument set up by the Moabite king Mesha, recording events during his reign, including his rebellion against Israelite subjection, which we can read about in 2 Kings. So some people didn't think the Bible is historically correct, and once they discussed if the Hittites ever had existed, they only found evidence inside the Bible, not outside. But one day they found the capital with thousands of artifacts, and now in recent years they have discussed the house of David, if it ever existed. Now they put another nail into that coffin. In a few minutes I'll show you another archaeological evidence to support that, but let's look at this one first. What they did was using modern imaging techniques to make sure that the letters were what they expected in this important part of the text, confirming that it really says the house of David. And it does. The Mesha stele is the longest Iron Age inscription ever found in the region. It's a major evidence for the Moabite language and a unique record of military campaigns. The occasion was the erection of the sanctuary for the supreme deity of the Canaanite state of Moab. The Moabite stone is significant because it confirms several things, including Israel, and the house of Omri is also mentioned. It confirms that Moab was subject to Israel, but it rebelled. It confirms the name of the Moabite god that we know from the Bible. It confirms the God's name is Yahweh. This is the earliest mention of that, and also earliest extra-biblical reference to the house of David, King David. So this beautiful Mesha stele even confirms that Mesha was a sheep herder, as stated in the Bible. You can also read that these three people were kings in the neighboring country. Omri and Ahab we know from 1 Kings, and also Joram. A few years earlier they found these Kirk monoliths, which are two Assyrian stele that contain description of the reigns of Shalmaneser III and his father. Shalmaneser of Assyria documented in 853 BC that he had defeated an alliance of a dozen kings, and one of them was Ahab of Israel, which we know from the Bible. So this is another stele from the same century but from a different people. Both this Assyrian and the Moabite one confirm names of kings that we can read about in the Bible. And that strengthens my convictions about the Bible, and it's something that I can share with others to strengthen their faith. Another 15 years earlier, in 1846, they found this fantastic obelisk now in the British Museum in London. King Jehu was a member of the House of Omri. It's recorded that he brings tribute to Shalmaneser III. And this is also the earliest picture we have of a Hebrew, so we can learn a little bit about their physical characteristics. This is another stele they found in 1993, so that's quite recent, and I'm sure they will keep finding things as they dig. This is also from the 9th century. It mentions a king of Israel and a house of David, so that mythological paradigm collapsed that David never existed. This Tel Dan stele with a House of David inscription testifies to the historicity of David and the reality of his dynasty. This is the final stele I wanted to show today. It's a few centuries older than the other ones from the 9th century BC. This is the first documented instance of the name Israel in the historical record. It's an inscription by Merneptah, who was a pharaoh in ancient Egypt, providing that Israel was in Canaan. That was the latest update about the Moabite stone, aka the Mesha stele, and the other steles were also some of my favorite Old Testament findings, which corroborate the Bible and strengthen my faith. The next episode will be a special edition one, not about a new finding, but about ancient Ephesus, which I visited this summer. Check out my little tour. Bye for now.